Teachers don't work in isolation from one another. They share, discuss, and often collaborate with other teachers to help build the best lessons for students. But where does this sharing happen? Teachers might say in each other's classrooms, after school or at lunch, or during staff meetings. But what if teachers could access the minds of other teachers with the stroke of a few keys? They can, and they do it by using their PLN, or Professional Learning Network. Meet Jen, a superstar teacher integrating technology into her classroom. Jen is feeling overwhelmed. She wants to create an online learning space for her students, but she has no idea where to begin. Jen asks her coworkers at the weekly staff meeting, but none of the other teachers at her school have any idea how to help Jen. Jen leaves a bit discouraged, but plans to research her question later that night on the internet. Jen logs onto the web at home and begins searching for a tool for her classroom. She searches and searches and searches. Jen finds tons of information, but it's very difficult to sort through. What she really wants is advice from somebody she knows or trusts, somebody who has had success in a classroom just like hers. Jen remembers she has a tech-savvy friend, Barry, who works at a nearby school. Exhausted, she decides to give him a call and ask him about creating an online learning space for her students. Barry picks up the phone and tells Jen he's not quite sure, but that he'll post Jen's question to his professional learning network and pass along any recommendations he receives. The next day, Barry emails Jen with a list of resources she might like, all suggestions from his PLN. Jen is amazed. She starts using one of the resources from Barry's list, but runs into another roadblock. She then calls Barry, and he suggests she begins building her own PLN. Barry explains that a PLN stands for a Professional Learning Network, a vibrant, ever-changing group of connections to which teachers go to both share and learn. He explains that building a PLN relies on curating information and then sharing that information with others. The internet will allow Jen to connect with professionals across the nation and even the world. Jen envisions her extensive PLN and then asks, "How do I start?" Barry explains that Jen first needs to set up her digital home base. This will be where Jen shares information and communicates with others. Barry suggests trying a social media tool like Twitter, Digo, or Google+, and Jen chooses Twitter. Once Jen registers for Twitter, Barry guides her to finding people and organizations in the industry she can follow. Jen quickly begins seeing valuable information pop up on her feed. She wants to share it with others who follow her, so she begins to retweet. Soon enough, she's finding even more articles online through blogs and newsletters, and she begins sharing those as well. Barry tells Jen that the next step is to continue building her network, so Jen spends 1 to 2 hours per week building her PLN. She joins some professional organizations, signs up for free conferences, and begins participating in Twitter chats and webinars. Slowly but surely, her PLN begins to grow. Fast forward 2 weeks, and Jen's having an issue with Google Classroom, the online learning space she selected to use with her students. She remembers Barry's advice in her PLN, and she tweets the question out to her followers. Within the hour, Jen had a response and suggestion from one of her followers. Success! Building a professional learning network is all about building relationships. Technology is merely the place where meeting and interactions happen. By building a PLN, you are committing to learning, growing, helping, and sharing with like-minded professionals across time and space, making you a more powerful teacher.